14 July 2020. Welcome to another episode of Audio News, a new initiative taken by We4U to provide news in audio format for visually impaired. So let's begin. Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan addressed the street vendors in the state on 12 July 2020 through video conferencing. He informed that Madhya Pradesh so far has stopped in implementation of the Pradhan Mantri Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi (PM SVA Nidhi) by sanctioning an interest-free loan of around 15.50 crore rupees to 15,500 street vendors in the state. As of 12 July 2020, 8,70,300 street vendors have registered themselves under the PM SVA Nidhi. Out of the 8,70,300, about 1,76,000 street vendors have been issued identity cards and vending certificates. Next, the National Highways Authority of India (NHAI), through a decentralized approach, will be collaborating with the premier technical institutes of the country such as Topography, Resource Potential, IITs, NITs, and other reputed engineering colleges and universities. The collaboration and partnership by the premier technical institutes will be under part of their institutional social responsibility (IS). Chief Minister Darpan website and mobile app prepared for monitoring Chhattisgarh government's ambitious Suraj Gaon scheme and other flagship schemes have been awarded Elite's Excellence Awards 2020 at the national level. Chhattisgarh has been awarded this honor by the country's prestigious IT institution Elites Technomedia, New Delhi, under the Digital India Initiative. Next, Indian Space Research Organization ISRO Chief Kailash Vadivo-Shivan has named for Von Karman Award 2020 by the International Academy of Astronautics (IAA). The Von Karman Award is known as the highest distinction of the IAA. Dr. K. Shivan is going to receive an award in March 2021 at Paris, France. Next, Odisha's fight against COVID-19 strengthened further as DM Khordha has signed a memorandum with IMS and some hospital to operationalize 500 beds COVID care center at Jamujihari and 300-bed center at Jatni. They will be used for treatment of mild and asymptomatic patients. Next, a comprehensive exercise for mapping of crops under each of the Ritu Bharosa Kendra RBK in the state has begun in Andhra Pradesh from 13 July 2020. This will help in preparing the state government from crop planning to e-marketing of the crop. Also, this data from the online registration will help the state government in schemes and initiatives such as for providing interest-free loans, crop insurance, Ritu Bharosa, MSP, minimum support price, etc. Next, the Central Board of Direct Taxes CBDT has informed on 12 July 2020 that a new utility tool has been launched that will facilitate the banks and post offices across the country with the accurate TDS rate, tax deduction at source, applicable on cash withdrawals. The utility tool can be accessed by the banks and post offices by visiting the web portal incometaxindia.efiling.gov.in. Next, Indian Army, in order to sharpen the infantry of Indian Army, the Defense Acquisition Council (DAC) is likely to acquire the remotely controlled unmanned aerial vehicle Raven from the United States and Israel's Spike Firefly. RQ-11 Raven can fly up to an altitude of 500 feet from the ground level with a speed of between 45 to 97 kilometers per hour and can fly up to 10 kilometers. The Spike Firefly has loitering capability and can be carried by a soldier as a part of his kit. Next, a police head constable and the inspector of the station he works at managed to raise 5 lakh rupees for the open heart surgery of his 5-year-old neighbor. Kavishka was diagnosed to have multiple heart conditions including dextrocardia, that is, abnormal position of the heart, at birth. She had undergone 3 angiograms and was under regular medication. During a recent checkup, the doctors treating her insisted that she needed another angiogram, but her father failed to collect such huge sum due to COVID-19 pandemic. This is when Senthil Kumar and M. Thangraj stepped in and helped with the collection, and finally the girl underwent a 7-hour surgery and was discharged on Saturday. Next, a 14-year-old girl from Orlim this week reached a step closer to her dream to perform at New York City's iconic Carnegie Hall. Anthea Diaz, a class 11 student at Fatima Convent High School, Margao, was recently named winner in an online competition run by progressive musicians. Anthea is the only resident Indian to be declared winner in the competition, in which she played Kreisler's Preludium and Allegro in the style of Pugnani. Now, let's have a look at some facts for today. Do you know the longest bone in human body is femur, that is the thigh bone, and the shortest bone is steps of ear ossicles found in the ear. In whales and seals, the fat of the skin forms a thick layer called blubber, which not only reserves food but also maintains the body temperature. Latitudes are imaginary lines drawn parallel to the equator. There are total 181 latitudes. The equator represents 0° latitude. The 23.5° north represents Tropic of Cancer. The 23.5° south latitude represents Tropic of Capricorn. 66.5° north latitude represents the Arctic Circle, while 66.5° south latitude represents Antarctic Circle. So with this, we will conclude our today's episode. Thank you.